So the Iron Banner started last week. It's the first Iron Banner of the new meta, so everyone was curious on how Supremacy would play out with the new meta because with the old meta, Supremacy was very disliked when it came to Iron Banner. Very few people liked the game mode, and it was actually hard to find Iron Banner matches, which is rare. I was getting into matches with the same people over and over again, even after I left and waited a few minutes and then join back in, still finding lobbies with the exact same people because there wasn't a lot of people playing Destiny at that time for the Iron Banner because no one was interested in Supremacy or the meta at that time. In my opinion, the game mode itself is fine. You know, it promotes movement. I'm not a Call of Duty player, but whenever I did play Call of Duty, I always flocked to the kill confirm game mode. Supremacy is basically just kill confirm, so I do like it. There was a Destiny YouTuber that asked the question, did the meta kill the game mode? Now, I tend to think that the meta in general is just bad. Every game that I played was there's just no variety. You know, players were just playing with the exact same setup on both sides of the teams. You know, it's very predictable what people setups were going to be. The entire lobbies are running these same setups that you see on YouTube. You know, hand cannon, sidearm, and then have a rocket or like machine gun, and they're always either a warlock or titan. Hunters rarely even get any play, and I remember a YouTuber back when the new meta first started was saying that hunters are going to be like the go-to now because they nerfed blade dancer, so now it's going to be even better to play golden gun, and that's farthest from the truth. Golden gun is still the weakest archetype for the subclasses. It's still extremely weak because like I mentioned before, golden gun doesn't have a shield. You know, when you're playing as Void Walker or the little solar fuck for the Titan, you playing as Blade Dancer. When you use their alts, you get like a shield. It seems like you can take a few hits. Golden Gun, you're just basically having a one-shot kill pistol, but you're still taking the exact same amount of damage as you would take if you didn't use your ult at all. And with that, the Golden Gun's melee is just not that good unless you're getting headshots every time. So, I wouldn't dare say that the Hunter's Golden Gun is, the go-to for this meta. It's still Warlock and it's still Titan as it has been since day one of Destiny. Now, I enjoy Supremacy for what it is, but I do think it's not as good as it could be because there is no variety in the setups for Destiny. Majority of the community just sticks to whatever the meta is, and thus the game modes suffer because there's no variety and you're just constantly seeing the exact same shit over and over again, and that's hurting the game mode where you have these overpowered setups that you will find in any game because no one wants to play anything balanced. Now the current meta isn't as bad as the last one, but it's still bad. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this isn't terrible, but it's not as terrible as the previous situation. Like, hey, last week I was stuck in a third world country talking about pirates. Today though, I'm just stuck in Cleveland. So it's still bad, but it's not as bad as the previous thing. In the previous meta, people use shotguns like primaries. In the current meta, people use sidearms like primaries. And neither of these metas are actual primaries used as primaries. So you kind of see the problem here. They don't know how to actually balance out secondaries in the game to where primaries will actually be preferred and used more than a secondary would. Secondary is supposed to be something you go to, when your primary runs out of bullets, not something that you just use as a primary. Once more, this is just my opinion, but I think meta players ruin video games. Instead of being, skillful and clever about forming a build that works for you, players just use whatever the OP setup is or whatever the popular setup is on YouTube and Reddit or the Bungie forums or whatever game you're playing that actually has meta. Not all games even have anything meta involved in them, but it's usually like a card thing or an RPG or a mobile kind of thing. But Destiny somehow, has a meta. People don't have their own minds and their own play styles anymore when it comes to video games. People just want to flock to whatever everybody else is doing instead of being original and having their own thoughts. I never play meta, never have, never will. I do just fine what I do. I'm always doing like some random shit when it comes to multiplayer in Destiny. Either I'm using a scout rifle, or I'm using an auto rifle, or I'll use a hand cannon. It just changes like the weather. Currently I've been using the multi-tool, a sniper rifle, and a rocket launcher, and I only play as Hunter. I do have two other characters, but I don't really use them in multiplayer. So I don't do the meta. So and the point me bringing that up is you don't have to play meta in order to do good in the game. But because people fear doing bad, so much they don't even want to try playing something that's not the meta of the game. Now, I didn't have fun with this round of Iron Banner. I had some decent matches where I did good or had some good moments, but much like the gameplay you're watching, I didn't do a lot of winning, much because I'd always get the shittiest of teammates who had no idea what the fuck they were doing, or I'd always get thrown into a match already halfway to the end, and of course I'm on the losing team when it comes to that. That's really annoying, and it might be a showing of how little people are actually playing the Iron Banner when you are being thrown into games that are already in progress instead of being thrown into, a fresh lobby. Now the funny thing is, the old meta isn't even actually dead. Shotguns didn't get a huge nerf as you would think they did. It was just a nerf to, ammo. And so if you can find a way around that, then it's not actually dead, which people have already did. People have found a way to bypass the secondary nerf on shotguns by using the universal remote. The universal remote is a primary weapon. It's not a secondary. It's a shotgun that's in a primary slot, so it's not affected by the rules of the secondary nerf. No matter of fact, it's sad that we are even having this discussion to begin with. We're talking about meta in a goddamn shooter. Shooters should never have the word meta involved in it. That's an outcry of how unbalanced Destiny is and why it'll never be considered a skill-based shooter, because a skill-based shooter wouldn't have a meta. A lot of shooters have varieties where you would never even hear the word meta in any top-tier shooter. Hell, not even Call of Duty has a meta because there's too much variety when it comes to weapon loadouts. So it just tells you like how naked Destiny is when it comes to its weapon loadouts, and how unbalanced its multiplayer is when there's an actual meta to how to play Destiny. Like I said, meta's not something you hear in shooters, something you hear like in an RPG, a fighting game, or a card game. There's metas in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's metas in Dark Souls, but there's a meta in FPS like Destiny, and that just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, guys, I ran on long enough. There'll be more videos for Destiny. I do hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy your day, people. Peace out.